catch up on your sleep, or did y'all just hang
Absolutely,
out?
I did.
Unless I bring you the baby, that's not happening.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Speaking of baby, 21 years ago today, I was in a hospital in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, waiting on Will Swinney to arrive. And man, little did I know. So I'm just telling you, man, it goes fast. I know everybody tells you that, and you've already had one child that you can relate to, but golly, it's just crazy. And I was in the middle of camp. We were like 3-a-days back in those days, and I remember I would come home late at night and have this little newborn baby, and just look at him and go, wow, this is like for real, you know. And here we are 21 years later. It's unbelievable. And John Simpson's birthday today as well, so I think John's 1 year older than Will, so pretty cool. It's your sister's birthday today too? Oh, nice.
Did you give them a break today, or do they have to go full speed?
No, we got after it. In fact, Will might have had his best practice ever today. We got a lot of guys kind of, you know, banged up. He had to work a couple different spots and had a really good practice, but he's had a good camp. But today was you know, just kind of like I hope, good and hot, and it's good for him to have a couple days to just rest, recover, and refuel a little bit, recharge. We were going 17 straight days and with no break, so it was a good couple days for everybody, staff too, just to kind of disengage for really about 36 hours. And so got back at it this morning. And, but dude, we got a bunch of guys that are just kind of just dinged up, you know, still practicing, but I can just tell their bodies are at a point where, you know, all right, we gotta start getting them back. So tomorrow will be mostly all game prep. Today was a combination of Clemson and some game prep stuff. Still had some good on good, and we got several guys back into practice today that have been out, like BK and Jake and Balin and those guys. So good to see them back out here. But tomorrow will be pretty much all prep, and then Wednesday we start school. So winding it down, we get to go. We're gonna go out and play on the lake this afternoon. So it's always one of our team building exercises that we do every year, and appreciate all the folks up at the reserve that come together to help us have a great day. A lot of food and a lot of fun, and those guys get a chance to experience something new. We got 39 new guys, you know, freshmen and here, true freshmen here, that'll get their first opportunity to kind of go see the beauty of this area around us and have some fun on the lake.
Did Foster practice today?
Foster, yep.
How big was it to get those guys back that have been out for a couple of weeks?
It's good, you know. We've had, you know, just miscellaneous. We've had a couple of, you know, 2 or 3 different type injuries that have held guys out for short times, and some have been out longer than others. But getting DK, Jake, and Balin back today was big. Those have been hamstring guys, and so they moved around well, practiced all day. And then, you know, Justin was out a couple days. He was back today. Blake. So we got several guys back, but still got a lot of sore bodies right now. And, you know, we're playing in 10 days, so we'll start turning the page really fully to getting our plan ready, and then also getting their bodies, you know, ready to go play, and just kind of back with some spring in them.
How difficult was camp this year, considering you had an earlier game compared to other years?
It wasn't too difficult. I mean, we're a young team, so we had a couple different things from a practice standpoint, just because we got some youth, a little different maybe than last year. You had a really veteran team that probably could have played the first day of camp. So that was a different, some little tweak here and there in the practice schedule, but as far as our process of getting ready, not much changed, and it's been good. The biggest difference is, you know, I changed practice a little bit today, because normally when we're practicing on this day, we're 2 weeks, we're, you know, a week from Saturday, but you know, we're in the game week here this week, so we've got just tweaked it just a little bit, but it's been good. Guys have, you know, the way we take care of them, our weights and all the stuff that we do. We've got a good holistic plan in place, and like I said, we're, as most teams, a little beat up at this point in camp. But for the most part, I feel like, you know, hopefully by Wednesday, Thursday, these guys will have a little more spring in their leg, and Fridays we'll get in all game prep. Friday's kind of our mock game situation stuff, and then Saturday we're just in shorts, and then Sunday's kind of like a Monday to us. That's how we treat it. Start getting ready to play. So not a lot of contact left, and now it's about getting them fueled and ready.
I think you said that you were wanting to make we're thinking about making some redshirt decisions this past weekend. Did you?
Yeah. We got, first of all, everybody's going to play.
Right.
So that's the good news. The way it is today is everybody's going to play. We got 4 games to play with. We got a few guys that for sure that we're like, okay, hey, these guys we're definitely going to be able to hold. And then we got several that I always say are on the bubble that right now are playing. Let's play 4 games and make a decision from there. And then we got some guys we know are going to play. So, we're not going to get into all those names and how we've got it, but we've definitely made some decisions on that.
Coach, we saw a big change with Travis between his freshman and his sophomore year. Just physically, he was able to put on some muscle and break a lot of tackles. Have you seen a similar change with Lyn-J in that regard?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think Lyn-J is just light years ahead of where he was last year. Last year, he was just lightning in a bottle. Look out, anything can happen. Sometimes it was good and sometimes it was bad, but it was just not all together with him last year from just a real understanding of the bigger picture. And this year, he's just a much more complete player. I mean, the game has slowed down for him. He understands not just what he's doing, but he has a much better understanding of why. Last year it was literally just, okay, I do this. He didn't really understand why as much, but he's just a much more knowledgeable player, and that has led to consistency and confidence. And then he's stronger. I mean, he's had a whole year in that weight room now, and man, you get in that off season with Joey Batson, and he just does such a phenomenal job with those guys, and because it's not like option for him. It's just our culture here. I mean, you don't put the work in, and he's put the work in, and that it showed. I mean, he's had an excellent camp. He's excited about his opportunity, and I think he's going to have a great year.
As you close out camp now, are you pleased with the progress the young guys have made, and did you see the leadership develop that you wanted to see develop?
I am. I mean, there's just only so much you can do. I wish I could say, boom, they're a junior. It just doesn't work. Just like you asked me about Travis Etienne. I mean, he was a good player as a freshman, but he's light years from where he was. And so there's only so far you can take guys, and now you got to go play. And they got to go play. They got to get some game confidence, game experience, game adjustments. But I'm really pleased. First of all, I love the group. I think they're serious about it. I think it's important. Football's important to them. We got a lot of enthusiasm with those guys, and that's a huge thing. They don't mind being coached. The biggest thing though is they've got some self-awareness. I think a lot of times when you have a problem is when freshmen are in denial of where they are and what they got to do. But I don't think we got any of those guys that are in denial. They're all very self-aware of, okay, here's where I am, here's where I am, here's where I am, and woo, we all got a long way to go to be even the guys that we think right now are going to help us right away. An Ngata, who y'all have heard me say a lot of good things about. I mean, he's not anywhere near what he's going to be as a junior. So, but from a starting standpoint, as a freshman, I mean, he's one of those guys that's kind of up here, but he's still got a long way to go. But I think all of them are very self-aware of what they have to do to be better players, and I don't think anybody's in denial of, I should be the starter, and this guy's, they're all crazy here. I think there's a lot of self-awareness and trust and respect of the process that we got to go through, and and that they have to go through to be ready to help the team win. And so, good news is, with the rule change, they're all going to have an opportunity to play, and I love that again because it keeps everybody engaged. And that's one of the worst things I always thought when a guy, when you just said, hey, you're not going to play, it just keeping them engaged was always a challenge. And but when a guy knows he's going to have a chance to play, and you don't know when it is, it keeps them much more in tune week in and week out from a prep standpoint. And so I think from that standpoint, it's good. And excited to see all those guys get opportunities, and then we'll see how the season goes and play it out from there.
Yeah, but what were biggest questions you had of Jordan and Nyles going into camp, and what's your evaluation?
Well, the biggest thing was just where were they going to be physically, you know, and what was their confidence going to be like, and all that type of stuff. You know, just were they ready to go cut it loose, because they hadn't played football since last, whatever, January, early January. But they've done good. You know, Nyles has been excellent. Nyles has been really good. He's a fourth-year guy. He looks that way. I mean, he just carries himself that way, and he's played some good football for us. And his knowledge, his understanding of, you know, just block recognition, protection recognition, the little things that just comes with experience and knowledge. He's really done a good job, and he applies that. Jordan has done a nice job. Jordan is he might be the most talented guy, but right now he's not the best player yet. And hopefully but he's going to be a sophomore. You know, he didn't get to play as a freshman, and then last year showed some things and got a little bit of experience, but he's still a work in progress. He's still figuring it out. I think he's set up to have an excellent year. I think he's going to get better and better. He just needs to play. He needs some experience. He just needs to. There's a lot of things consistency-wise and just technique, fundamental-wise, that he's still got to grow into. But tool-wise and ability-wise, he's got it all. But he's still a work in progress. And again, he's a guy that's going into his second season to play. So I think he's going to make some big strides, you know, throughout the season. So we've created some depth there, which is good. That was one of our biggest things coming into it, was could we create some functional depth? We're talented, but making that talent functional was a big challenge for us. And I think we've been able to do that. I feel great. I think Tyler Davis is I mean, shoot, he's as good as we got. I mean, he is really advanced and a guy that has really earned our trust in any situation. You know, Darnell Jeffries, Xavier Kelly, you know, those guys have really made some very good strides for us. So I'm very encouraged by the first, you know, 4 or 5 guys that we got, and I think the depth is, you know, reps may not be even, but the depth has become good. And same thing at end. We've got 5 guys that have become functional for us. I think that position, probably more than any position, is going to continue to play out on game day. And we'll kind of see, you know, sometimes that's just what it takes. You get to games and some guys separate a little bit. Some guys stay the same. Some guys get a little worse, you know. You just you know, it's always an interesting dynamic to watch. But we've got good competition. We've got good enthusiasm. We've created the functional depth. Now we just got to go play and get everybody healthy, get everybody fresh, get the game plan down, and go play. And then we'll kind of see where we are, what we got to do to move forward.
With Maury's injury and Hunter's loss to the NFL, who are you guys looking at right now with punt return and the other return on? Yeah,
so I think we've settled in on a nice little group there at punt return of guys that we trust. You know, first of all, you got to be a decision maker, and so we got a good little group. Obviously, Amari's still working there every day. He's catching balls every day, so we'll get him back whenever. But DK's a natural. DK, Will, we've worked spec some there. Dustin Ross has done a nice job back there. Will Brown. So we got a little group of guys that have earned our trust, that we feel like can go out there and execute. And we'll continue to work those guys. And if we started today, DK would run out there first, and we'll go from there.
How about kickoff? Would it be Powell and some?
Ngata is the guy that's in the mix back there. Powell, Lyn-J, DK, so same thing, kind of some of those same names. We got a good little group, but probably the one new guy would probably be Ngata.
What's the tightest position battle you have heading into Georgia Tech?
Tightest position battle? Probably, you know, definitely on the defensive side. You know, we've got a few battles over there. I mean, I think that D-line's going to be a battle for weeks. I mean, I think we got a lot of competition there. I mean, that's, like I said, we got some of that's just got it. Now you got to go to the games, and it may be that way, strength in numbers all year. And I really, to be quite honest with you, I'll be surprised if it's not. Now you might have, you know, Dan Brooks, for example. I never knew who he was going to start. Y'all remember when Dan Brooks he had a little group of about 5 guys, and I never knew who was going to run out there first, literally, until after stretch, because he would take it that far, because he would hold them accountable and everything counted. Y'all remember when we had Grady and DJ and Carlos and Deshaun and Brandon Thompson, Josh, we had all those guys and they all were good. But he just did such a good job. And I think, to be honest with you, we're probably going to have a lot of that in our D-line this year across the board. That it's going to be really a week-to-week competition. How you practicing, how you meeting, how you living off the field, how you doing in school, how you doing in pregame meal, how'd you flex, how'd you walk from the locker room to the bus, you know? I mean, I think we're going to have a lot of that with that group. And I don't think that's a bad thing. That's not an indication that we don't have, you know, good players. It's just that right now we've got a bunch of unproven guys that have a lot to go prove. And so that's good. I think we've got a good hunger. The good news is they're talented, and they want to. So I think it'll be fun, and it'll be fun to kind of watch it all play out as we go through the course of the season. But it is what it is. I mean, we've got a talented group at young, and then I think at linebacker, and we're gonna have some battles at linebacker. We're gonna have some, you know, getting Jake and Balin back. Jake and Balin, them two dudes can play, and it's unfortunate that they've missed a lot of time. The positive is we were able to get a lot of work to some of those other guys. Really were able to come along, like Mike Jones. Mike Jones ain't going away. Balin ain't going away. Jake ain't going away. So we're gonna have a lot of competition and creating some good depth there. And then same thing at the corner. I think, you know, the depth of our secondary, all those things will continue to be good competition for us.
Has DK's absence allowed Sheridan and Jones to push in for a possible starting spot?
I think Mario and Sheridan,
yeah.
You know, those two guys have really, and then Booth is coming. You know, Booth is one of those guys that's as advertised. You know, kind of like AJ. It's just he's got to put it all together, and it's just a matter of time before he does. But Mario and Sheridan have really stepped up, as has Lee-Anthony. And Lee-Anthony has done a nice job. So we've created really good depth there, and then now getting DK back. I think that's going to be a good group for us as we go through the season. Of strength, definitely.
You mentioned Coach Brooks. I saw he was at the scrimmage on Thursday. He share any insight with what he saw?
No, I just talked to him before practice. I didn't get a chance to see him afterwards, but you know he wouldn't give it to me anyway unless I just asked him. You know, it's just how he is. But he was excited. I think the only guy left that he coached was Nyles. So you know he was kind of learning and watching some of those young guys, and always good to see Dan when he comes through. He's getting ready to be a granddad, and so he's miss him every day. He's certainly part of our family still.
Is Mario more of a boundary guy? Or
he can play either side. He can play either side, and that's another thing that we've done a good job of. I think Mike's done a great job of teaching those guys both sides. You know, so they really have all been learning both sides. You know, just trying not to be left-handed or right-handed, and really be able to play, you know, boundary or field. And I think they all can do that.